During the Progressive Era from the 1890s to the 1920s, American cities faced serious growing pains. Overcrowded housing, broken infrastructure, and poor sanitization made urban life dangerous and unhealthy. Reformers stepped in to fix these problems, and their work still affects how we live today. Overcrowded cities. Industrialization drew millions of immigrants and rural Americans into urban centers like New York, Chicago, and Boston. The sudden population growth led to overcrowded tenements, cheap, subdivided apartments, buildings where dozens of families were packed into small, airless rooms. Many lacked running water, heat, or indoor plumbing, which created an environment ripe for disease and fire.
So what was the solution? Well, progressive reformers and others worked to lead the creation of the New York State Tenement Act of 1901, which required improved ventilation, running water, windows in every room, and fire safety measures. The city government began implementing housing codes and inspections to ensure safer living conditions. These early reforms laid the foundation for future public housing programs in the early 20th century. I guess everything was fine now, right?
Terrible infrastructure and transportation. Most cities grew faster than their infrastructure can handle. Streets were unpaved, filled with mud, horse waste, and garbage. Transportation systems were inefficient. Horse-drawn trolleys and carriages struggled to meet the needs of a rapidly growing population. This made commuting too slow, dangerous, and unsanitary.
Okay, so this time, urban reformers and city planners began promoting modern infrastructure projects. Cities invested in paved roads, street lighting, and public transportation systems such as electric streetcars, elevated trains, and subways. The City Beautiful movement also emerged, advocating for well-planned urban design, parks, and clean streets to improve both health and civic pride. These projects not only modernized transportation but also made cities more organized and livable.
Poor sanitation. Poor waste disposal and limited sewer systems made disease outbreaks like cholera, typhoid, and tuberculosis common. Garbage was dumped in streets or rivers, and clean drinking water was scarce. Without sanitation services, urban neighborhoods, especially immigrant communities, suffered from constant illness and unsanitary conditions.
Well, progressives pushed for the creation of municipal sanitation departments, regular garbage collection, and modern sewer and water systems. Cities like Chicago and New York built large-scale water treatment plants and waste systems to improve hygiene. Public health campaigns also began to educate citizens about cleanliness and disease prevention, leading to significant decrease in mortality rates and the rise of public health as a government responsibility.
Child labor / unsafe working conditions. Industrial factories, mines, sweatshops relied heavily on cheap labor, which included children. Kids as young as 6 years old worked long hours in dangerous environments with little pay, no safety protections, and no access to education. Adults face similar dangers with frequent accidents, toxic exposure, and exploitation due to the lack of labor laws.
Reformers such as Florence Kelley and organizations like the National Child Labor Committee campaigned to outlaw child labor and improve workplace safety. Progressive legislation, including the minimum age laws, maximum working hours, and factory inspections requirements, was passed in many states. After tragedies like the Shirtwaist Factory fire, which killed 146 workers, new fire safety codes and labor protections were established. The movement eventually led to the creation of the U.S. Department of Labor to enforce fair labor standards.
Impoverished areas / pollution. Industrialization created extreme wealth for factory owners but left many workers in poverty. Working class neighborhoods suffered from overcrowding, poor air quality due to coal and factory smoke, contaminated water, and lack of green space. Many families struggled to afford food, healthcare, or education, which led to cycles of poverty and poor health.
While social reformers like Jane Addams and Ellen Gates Starr founded settlement houses, like the Hull House, to assist struggling families. These centers offered education, childcare, healthcare, and job training to help immigrants and the poor improve their lives. Cities also began to pass zoning laws to separate industrial and residential areas, plant public parks, and introduce public health reforms to reduce pollution and improve quality of life. And yeah, that's about it. I hope you learn something about urban reforms in the 1900s. Okay, bye.